how we can not only innovate, but innovate in a socially useful way. Kerala, as Dr. Abraham has already implied, has rested on a bit of a gamble. Keralites would bear the brunt of the change in those societies and those economies, and Keralites would be flocking back to an economy that is unable to absorb them. Since KDISC is headquartered here in Thiruvananthapuram, then it looks at the prospect of strengthening the ecosystem and the infrastructure for knowledge industries here in the state capital. We've seen this in the United States, where the greater Boston area has attracted so many educational institutions, or where the Research Triangle in North Carolina, the Raleigh-Durham Research Triangle, and then ultimately, of course, in California, Silicon Valley. There is no reason why this should not happen in Thiruvananthapuram. To ensure that the effort that is made in innovation is also socially useful. I've been very struck by the fact that if you Google the phrase frugal innovation, your first 20 hits at least will all relate to India. We are the world leaders in frugal innovation. Inventions that have been developed in this society have, for the most part, been socially useful because they have cut down costs. Here in Thiruvananthapuram we host ISRO. And look at what ISRO did with the Mangalyaan mission to Mars. That mission was the first of any country in the world to successfully orbit Mars in its first attempt. And we have done so for $74 million, which is less than the budget of the Hollywood space movie Gravity. So you have technological capacity and frugality at the same time. The daily wage workers, they do not take this test, because if their eyes are dilated for 3 or 4 hours, they are not able to work, and that day their family doesn't eat. A young Indian innovator came up with a test that does not involve leaving the testee with blurry vision for the next few hours. You've come up with a new technology to test eyes, but you've done it in a socially useful way that responds to the real needs of the poorest people of our country. Now that is the kind of innovation that we should be encouraging.